Welcome to 2027, year 3 in our Wisconsin rebuild, our 4-1, where we're rebuilding all 4 major sports teams in the state of Wisconsin. If you've not watched the previous episodes, if you're watching this episodically and not in the large supercut, please go back and watch those so you can get a little context before I spoil anything for you, though I'm probably going to anyways. So, today, we are really trying to replicate a lot of the production that we had last year while being able to get over the hump with a couple of the other teams that we weren't able to do so with. The Brewers finally found themselves back at the NLCS for the first time since 2018, finally being able to get out of the first round, which barely, but we still were able to do that, and I think we're going to be in a good position to compete again this year. The NL Central is weak, so this division is pretty much a lock. The question is whether or not we'll be able to get over the NL West teams that are always in our way. When it comes to the other teams, though, we are going to see some massive success, I think, trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions with the Green Bay Packers, because we kept the whole team, besides the retired Khalil Mack, together for next year, and actually did a pretty good job replacing him with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And so when we look at next year, or this year in this case, I think we're going to be in a really good position to continue finding success in the NFC North with the Green Bay Packers. And then when we look at the other two teams, the Wisconsin Badgers, I doubt are going to be able to replace the production of Heisman quarterback Braden Locke. But we'll see. With a great defense, I guess a good development on the defensive side, maybe we'll be more of a stopper team compared to the shootout team that we needed to be in order to beat Alabama in the national championship game. Sadly, we were unable to do so. And the Bucks, well, they have Giannis, so does it really matter? We're going to win the whole thing. We've got the GOAT on our team, so it doesn't matter. For a quick adjustment, if you were not necessarily looking at what we had done last season in order to try to make our moves in Milwaukee with the Brewers, Shane Bieber was our big pickup this offseason. We let Nestor Cortez go because I was able to get Shane Bieber for cheaper than Nestor Cortez would have costed me, and I actually think Shane Bieber is going to be more productive than what Cortez would have done. We let a couple of our bullpen arms go, and we're going to move to Nick Mears as our closer this year. He was really, really good in the closer role last year and really good in the setup role the year before. So I want to give him a shot to just hold on to the closer role all season. Maybe we'll see some development from some of the other bullpen arms in this rotation. And lineup-wise, we're going to be running with the exact same team again. Now, the thing that I'm excited about is the potential development of Jackson Chourio, seeing maybe if he can get to the next level of his game. We saw some development. His slugging percentage went up. He's starting to see a little bit more power. He led the league in triples last year. If he plays 150 games, could he find himself in the MVP race, putting together a really good season? I mean, 4.5 WAR. Are we going to be looking at 6 this upcoming year? Terang has been phenomenal to start, and I'm wondering if he'll be able to do something crazy this year. And, we have Hoskins and Pavin Smith back. I actually brought Monasterio up because I believe that this level of production is not a fluke. I think he's going to produce. I'm only going to have him play lefties, really. But as our backup shortstop or our backup middle infielder, I'd be excited to see if he can do something special with it. And so this season, we are going to be rolling with pretty much the exact same team, though we do have a lot of prospects that I'm excited about. The big one being Willie Valbuena, who I think will be up in September. I'll be excited to see him be able to develop in AAA this year. See if he can get some good production this season, hit around 300, and if he can do that, he'll come up and be able to play next year for a Rookie of the Year, come up in September, maybe stay on the playoff team if we need him to, because I still think the shortstop third base position is a little weak for us. Jesus Mate probably could come up at the end of the year if he produces down there in, I guess, AA this season, because I'm not having him in AAA. And then I think we still have a bunch of other guys that could be productive too. We even have, a 99 potential center fielder here. I don't think he'll play, but there's still a lot of guys that I think could be something. We've got a really good farm system, and if you look at the top 100 prospects, Valbuena and Mate themselves are both in the top 10. And so I'll be excited to see if they can come up and produce in September, and then we can see them next year. But let's get our first month of play underway and try to move towards the MLB draft, where we should have another mid-20s draft pick, and maybe we'll be able to get something productive out of it. Though I'm going to start to have my doubts. This is probably the last year I'm going to show the draft unless we find like a closer in year 4, because I don't think that the majority of these guys will end up playing at the major league level if we're only going 5 years with this rebuild. Never mind, Monasterio is playing every game. Joey Ortiz broke his leg on the first day of the MLB season. Maybe Made will play. So change all the plans I just said. It's a little early. Didn't really want to bring him up just yet, but I guess he has to. I don't have any other prospects that can play shortstop besides Jesus Made. Well, that's a good MLB debut for Made. 4 hits and 2 home runs. What is he, Trevor Story? We won 18-3. Guys, we can't be doing this. We can't be doing this. I'm gonna fire the injury, our medical staff. What's going on? Halfway through the scouting period, what we've done is we found a lot of really good pitchers once again, which I think this means this could be another good pitching draft for potential guys to trade away. With it being pitcher heavy, generally that also means that the guys that you'd be drafting aren't necessarily going to be players that you'll be able to play. So I think what we'll have to do if we end up doing this with all of our pitchers that are here is we'd probably grab them and then trade them right away for some asset that we need in order to replace, maybe replacing Christian Yelich with something, maybe just getting more pitching, I think, in the starting rotation and the bullpen. Haven't scouted a whole lot of position players, have found some guys that might be available for us at pick 21. I think the big one that I found was, this guy, number 1, but whatever, is this right here, Steve Trailer, who could be something, might not be in the first round. Maybe I wait for him in the second and third and hope he's still there. He's not necessarily anything special. He kind of just looks like Garrett Mitchell. Joey Ortiz is back from injury, but honestly, Jesus Mate has played really, really well to start off this season. I don't think Ortiz is getting his spot back. That injury might have been the end of his time at shortstop because Mate, I think, is going to take his position here, and Ortiz is going to have to go. I guess defensively he's still valuable, so there's still that, but go to the bench, or maybe I'd move him to third and let David Fry do DHing. I don't know, but essentially, Ortiz got hurt, Mate came in, took his spot. Ortiz isn't going to be our shortstop anymore. And with Yelich coming back, this makes this way harder. Mate has overperformed and kind of given me a little bit of trouble how I'm going to manage this lineup. Despite the love for Mate, we're still kind of underperforming on this season, and we're only 7 games up on the Cardinals and the Pirates. And I'd like to see a little bit better. I think we were a little lucky against the NL Central last year, and I think that we can continue to perform a little bit better this season. Our pitching staff has not been as good, and we've had a little bit of a rough patch. I mean, Mizorowski at 5 ERA. Bieber 2.84 has been good. Peralta hasn't been that good. Means hasn't been that good. Myers is pretty good, but Woodruff, it's tough. We're not necessarily performing to the level I want to be, and so I don't know. I guess the way I look at it and the way I see it is I think that there is some levels of upgrades in production, and when it comes to the lineup, I do see we have some of the guys near the top are playing well. Terang, Frelick, Contreras are all playing well. But Yelich, after his injury, is hitting 230. Churio's only hitting 252. Now he's hot, so maybe he'll play a little bit better for the second half or for a couple months. But we just haven't seen a whole lot of production from everybody. Mate cooled off. He's hot again, but cooled off a little bit. I still think we'll be able to get a Rookie of the Year from Mate, which I'll be excited for. But it's still necessarily and also that progression. He started off so hot. Look at the progression he has in this season. What a year. But anyways, I think the big concern is that Churio is just 252. I need him to be hitting 282. That's where we need to be seeing some production. And I guess he's up to almost 2 WAR on the year. But I expect more out of Churio as our franchise player, because Yelich is, I think he's done. I think that arm injury might have ruined his chances of having another good season. So maybe he'll put it back together, but Yelich might be a $27 million hole in our wallet. What a Hall of Fame class this would be. Harden, LeBron, Westbrook, Lillard, and George all in the same year. What a retiring season, I guess, for LeBron. We'll actually have a good draft pick in this draft, pick 11. And I fired the medical staff because I need to treat Giannis better. We must treat you better, my king. Oh, wow. The Rockets traded the first overall pick for Porzingis and Derek White. We're going to draft Darnell Patterson, a small forward out of Miami, Florida, who had a comp to Larry Nance. I might trade him, but he could just be something as a pick. There was no real good offers for this draft pick. I think we did well, but wow. Boston got a gem in this shooting guard at the top of this draft pick. We didn't really get, I mean, he could be something, I guess. A little bit of regression once again from Giannis this season, but we didn't really make a whole lot of moves in the offseason, just hoping to see development from our guys. And yeah, because Jonas is an 86 now. Jones is an 81. Reeves is regressing. I might trade him, to be honest, because I think with Andre Jackson and now with Braden Burries being able to probably play, 79 overall, I think being a serviceable player, we could actually just run with that, and maybe I can move Reeves for something more valuable, especially because he already is kind of a defensive liability, and he got worse defensively. So I think we might move off of Austin Reeves. We need a backup center because of Drummond's regression, and so I think if we can turn Austin Reeves into our backup center, Naz Reid, while also getting Kevin Porter out of this for a possible deal that maybe I'll swap him for some picks. I do have to lose AJ Green. Sorry to Derry Bird, but I think we're going to be able to actually have a backup center this year for Giannis. And then we'll turn Kevin Porter into a draft pick from Orlando. And so this year, Jakob Jonas is really going to have to step up on the offensive side, as we should still retain being one of the best defensive teams in basketball around our Lord and Savior Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I think the big question is whether or not we'll actually get enough offense from the other guys in the team. And we'll see if he can go for another MVP. Pitchers, pitchers, pitchers. That's all we've really found in this draft again. Ton of guys that I found in the non-ranked category without really even having to use Discovery to find them. You just get a bunch of them, and also there's still relievers that are good too, that we were able to just find in this class, and I'm excited to see if we could get any real gems here. The problem is when I look at a lot of their overalls, I doubt that any of them will be able to really play. Maybe Carlos Chavez could, and I'll probably draft him as that chance, and I'd also look at Ty Bush as maybe being in, if he's near that high 70 or high 60s range, maybe he'd be serviceable, especially with that walks per nine being that good. Could be a interesting pitcher as well. There are some position players that I liked. I think Robert Sierra, if he's there, would be really, really good at first base. I think Kelvin Aubrey could be an interesting second round pick if he's there, or maybe with a compensatory pick. A couple other guys in this draft that I think could be fun to grab, but I'm not necessarily certain we're going to get any of them. And then even if we do, if they're going to be really anything for this team, more than trade assets. I mean, when your Discovery center fielder goes pick 4 in this class, that means it's a sign for you to not really get much. And so I don't think anything we're going to be drafting here is going to be productive. Maybe Ty Bush will. We'll take the swing on him early. I know he's non-ranked, but there's just not much to take. At the All-Star break, we still only have a 7-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, Pythagorean run theorem would say that we should be considerably better than them. They have a negative run differential and are above 500, and we are only 7 games up on them and have a significantly greater run differential. So I'm going to hope that with that, just based on the math and the analytics, we should kind of return back to being way ahead. So I'm not going to panic about this being that close of a race. It just means we're underperforming in late games, and I guess our bullpen is underperforming. So if I'm going to make any adjustments, it might be bullpen related, but I don't really think we have to, because I think Mears has pitched well. It's just maybe a couple of the other bullpen arms have pitched poorly. And so when I look at our All-Stars, we do not have a starting pitcher who was an All-Star, which is kind of a shock knowing how good we were last year in the starting rotation. But no bullpen arms, no pitching entirely. William Contreras is an all-star at catcher. He might win another batting title for that sake at catcher. 316, 14 home runs, 12 stolen bases from him too. I didn't realize the Pirates got Pete Alonso. Terang is an all-star as well. 30 stolen bases on the season so far, hitting 304. He's going for both the batting title as well as stolen bases, maybe the hits lead in the season. I'm hoping he can get some of those. And then nobody else really, it looks like, for us. Oh, actually, Sal Frelick was an all-star, hitting 296. Not a lot of power from him, but we did get a couple. basically the top 3 guys in the lineup that I had talked about. I think most of the guys who I wanted to take got taken right before I could get them. And so Ty Bush, I don't even know. That's a weird rating. The walks per 9 are so good that maybe he'll be good because this game likes walks per 9, but the hits per 9 are so bad that I don't know if you could risk it. Kelvin Aubrey is actually pretty decent at first base, and Johnny Bingham, far away, but 89 potential. Got a decent closer here, but no walks per 9. It took just a random swing on this guy. I actually like that he was 75 overall. He'll regress instantly. Maybe I'll just bring him up in his rookie season just to give him a shot, because he'll regress instantly. I just haven't seen a guy that had that much of a disparity between his rating potential and his potential. It was like a 15 rating difference, and you can see he ends up with a 13 difference between his rating and potential in the opposite way. I just wanted to draft him because I never saw that before. And then swing on a bullpen arm, and honestly, this guy was injured. He was still sitting in the 6th round. I was like, I'll take him. Didn't really hurt him that much. At the beginning of September, we are 88 and 52, clearly ahead of the rest of our division as everybody else returned back to where they were supposed to be, and we progressed back to where we were supposed to be. The Pythagorean run theorem always tells the truth in the end. We were a better team than what we were performing as, and everybody else was a little bit worse than what they were performing as. And so we should be able to easily win our division. The question is whether or not we'll have the 1 seed. And right now, Dodgers are at 81 wins, Phillies are at 81 wins, and we're at 88. So we might have the 1 seed for a 2nd straight season, taking advantage of our terrible division again. We put together a much better, middle half of the season. We'll see what we can do in the last month and see if we can get any awards. I love Insta recruits. We're going to have a 4-star wide receiver from Wapaka, Wisconsin, joining the Badgers. I don't even get to start the recruiting season. Season hasn't even started, and we're the top recruiting class in the nation. We're going to try to replicate a little bit of what we did last year with a pretty much easy schedule and a couple tough games on it. Therefore, if we lose those tough games, we'll still have a chance of making the college football playoff, but those tough games should also shape us up so that we're not necessarily just used to playing the weakest teams in the nation before we get there. So we do have tough games. We are having to do a rematch against Alabama again in this season. And then we have Penn State, who are unranked because they played poorly, but they should be good. Nebraska, I'm not actually threatened by, but USC, I will be too. So I love that our Big Ten in the West, the Big Ten West is not really that threatening. So we should have a pretty easy schedule beyond the Alabama game. So I'm going to be honest, we're 2-0, but going up against Alabama next and having those 2 of close games, we had to win this one in overtime against Central Michigan. Mator was starting the season on the hot seat, and he has not shown me enough to be able to say, like, oh, you need to be able to start. I kind of just want to go with one of the younger guys and just give them the shot because I don't really trust him. I kind of want to go to Case and Love. And so I'm going to do it. Take the risk. We're switching to Case and Love for the Alabama game. And hopefully he will be much better than Matur was in those first 2 games. I just doubt. I have no idea. The quarterback is such a weakness on this team. We play Alabama. Don't get any commits. We do get a lot of XP. Oh. Did we get a player of the week? Okay, Scheme Guru, whatever. We win! 9 points at the end of the game in the 4th. I mean, a lot of field goals to get there. But we forced a turnover. Love wasn't necessarily great either, but at least he can run, so I'll take it. I just don't have a whole lot of faith in our quarterback room, and so I just figured we might as well go with that. He found Kekahuna a lot, though, so that's what I needed to see. We do lose to Michigan State, though, falling to 3-1. Close game, just didn't have enough to end up coming back and winning that one. I'm scared of our offense. I really am. I don't necessarily know if we're going to be able to do much this season. It's kind of why I wanted to go with a younger quarterback, because I don't think Mator was going to be enough. And so you might as well just go with a younger guy and say, hey, at least he'll develop. But I think if we see games like this against Illinois where we can score 45 in the game, I think that maybe we'll be able to get there with Case and Love. 6 interceptions? What? Okay. We had 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. I gotta see this defense. How did we get 6 picks in this game? 3 from Taylor Medina, who's hurt, 1 from Xavier Lucas, 1 from Jace Arnold, and 1 from Emilio Agard. Okay. And so at the end of the month, after a 27-10 victory over Penn State, we find ourselves 10th ranked, 5-1, before we have a bye week and then, make our run for, I guess, the latter half and the easy part of our schedule. And to defend our Super Bowl championship last year in Super Bowl 61, we're rolling back with the same exact team, minus Romeo Dubs. I think we'll still be fine with Dontavian Wicks taking that third wide receiver spot. Jordan Love moved up a dev trait. Jordan Morgan moved up a dev trait. Matthew Golden moved up a dev trait. We're going to be in a really good spot this season, and when you look at the defense, it's even better. X Factor Rashawn Gary, X Factor Xavier McKinney, X Factor Kenny Clark. You've got Lucas Van Ness coming off of a really good season last year. A bunch of new guys. We brought in JOK to replace Khalil Mack, and honestly, I think we could run it back. I do think we could run it back. Now, we still have to get lucky, I think, against some of the really, really competitive teams in our division. When you look at, not division, but conference, when you look at the Eagles and the Buccaneers, and it's still a very, very competitive NFC, and I guess Detroit too. Can't forget about them. But with Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love and this good defense, I think we could be right back at it. Oh, Jordan's a highly regarded quarterback. Where would you say he ranks among the other QBs in the league? I want him to be top 5. So give me top 5. 400 yards passing and no picks. Let's see if he can do that. That would get him an X Factor. He didn't get it. It was a very high expectation for him, I think, and I wanted him to be a top 5 QB, so I wanted a top 5 QB performance. 4,500 XP, and we lost 21-19. We are 4-1 on the season. Nowhere even close to 400 yards, though. Only 197 on the day. 107-55, we win our division, and we'll be taking on the winner of the wild card playoff game. Another great season out of the Milwaukee Brewers here to dominate the National League for a second straight season. That's a big one. We get an award. Jesus Mate is the NL Rookie of the Year. We brought him up due to the Joey Ortiz injury, and he ended up really making his own at shortstop this year. I love the number 1 prospect in our system. Ends up actually being Rookie of the Year, which is great. So, otherwise, batting title from Terang. That's not Contreras, but we still get a batting title. That'll be 1 point for the league leader, not for the award. Your MVP is Spencer Strider of the Atlanta Braves, meaning he also won Cy Young for the Braves. Pete Alonso was second, and Corbin Carroll was third. Strider wins the Cy Young. Shane Bieber was in second, so we did have another top runner in the Cy Young race from Bieber. I'm actually curious to see how close this was. Oh, it was close, but Mate gets it. 283, 15 home runs, 73 RBIs. I'll take that. When it comes down to the AL side, Tyler Soderstrom is the MVP for the A's, hitting 284 for 47 home runs and 127 RBIs for the A's, who must be a playoff team if he had that level of production. Beating out Riley Green and Cole Reagans, who is probably the Cy Young winner. Correct. Reagans winning the Cy Young with a 2.69 ERA and 207 strikeouts. Rack up the league leaders, because Shane Bieber led the way in ERA with 2.51 on the season for us. Woodruff also led in winning percentage. And for hitting, doubles, stolen bases, batting average, hits, and WAR for Bryce Terang. We're going to count the hits, the batting average, the stolen bases, and the doubles for Terang and how he led the way. That is awesome for us. That is 4 league leaders just on that board. Led the way in batting average, and we had Contreras second, 309 for Terang. He also led in hits, 194. Contreras at 189 in second place there. We also saw doubles. Terang led 53. Austin Riley had 43. Guess this is the benefit of a guy being this fast, means that he basically can turn any single into a double. Oh, add another one. That's triples too. We also led in triples with 16 triples on the season for Terang. Didn't lead in home runs, that's Pete Alonso, 47. RBIs was Corbin Carroll with 118. Saves leader on the season was Tanner Scott of the Dodgers with 55 saves for them. ERA leader, Shane Bieber, 251 over Robbie Ray's 278 in second. And when it comes to strikeouts, Spencer Strider led the way with 217. On the AL side, Nolan Chanuel ends up getting the batting title, hitting 336 For the Los Angeles Angels, I love this sim, getting random new players to lead and getting batted titles. This year, Jacob Wilson leads in hits with 197 over Jackson Holiday. Your home run leader was Rafael Devers with 48, beating out Soderstrom by 1, who had the RBI lead, and I'm going to guess that's helped by having Jacob Wilson right in front of him in the lineup. Saves leader was Mason Miller with 54 saves on the season. I'm going to guess the A's must be good. ERA leader Garrett Crochet with the 2.46. For once, I feel like Garrett Crochet might have actually deserved a Cy Young and he didn't get it, which is crazy. And then your strikeout leader is Cole Reagans with 2.07. The game sent down Alex Young, who was actually pretty good this season. 2.6 ERA with a 1.21 whip in 69 innings. Pretty good as a setup man. 30 holds on the year. I mean, regression, which sucks to see because I actually think he was really, really good for us. But still, not bad. I think I had Piamps up at the end of the season. Oh my God, Piamps was phenomenal when he came up in the 0.96 ERA. I might have to bring him back up for this last, for this playoff run. Mizorowski, 4.93 with a 1.48. I really want this dude to turn into something. I'm just not seeing it. I think he has to remain a long reliever because he does strike guys out, but like, that's pretty bad. He's not necessarily been that productive. Thiel Hall with a 3.51. Gasser, it didn't play. Tupman, 3.24 with a 1.14. Ashby was good, 2.58 with a 1.02 whip. He's up to an 81 overall. The B potential means that, man, he could start. I don't think he will. They changed his stamina being a little bit lower, so he's going to be a reliever, but still really, really good. Brian Hudson was really, really good. Abner Uribe was really good. And Nick Mears, 1.69 with a 0.94 whip, 41 saves on the year. He went 11-3, so he also must have gotten a lot of opportunities to just play in games where we were up by a lot. One of the most reliable bullpen arms we have. No reliever of the year, but still, what a good year from him. Woodruff, 384 with a 1.25 whip on the season, was pretty good. Shane Bieber, second in Cy Young with a 2.51 and a 1.08 whip. Freddie was bad. We can say that Freddie was bad. I don't think I've generally ever seen a season this bad from Freddie. 0.5 WAR. I mean, that FIP is terrible. He wasn't good. He just was not good this year. I'm hoping he can get a little bit of resurgence because he was good last year. Just was not good this year. John Means, 3.76 with the 1.18 was pretty good. And Tobias Myers, 3.39 with a 1.29. I think Woodruff has a couple more years on his contract. Probably shouldn't have signed him. I didn't realize he was going to regress this fast. But we have our pitching rotation. Monasterio got sent down, and I see why. I mean, he ended up... I feel like I put a little bit too much hype on him. He just struck out a good amount. Though, I don't think he was terrible. Just struck out 22 times and only 74 at-bats. Anybody else get sent down? Andrew Vaughn again. Much better. He hit 244 this time. I don't know. I mean, you want to keep him around because they did just trade for him. But it's just, he's not good. He's not good at all. So, when we look at our major league team, Blake Perkins hit 230 off the bench. David Fry, 266 with a 390 on base. 85 walks on the season. Fantastic for him. Garrett Mitchell, 255 with 13 home runs and 52 RBIs. Terang, 309, 194 hits, 53 doubles, 16 triples, 14 home runs, and 48 stolen bases. What a year from Terang, who puts up 9 WAR on the season. Also probably getting a gold glove, too. What a year from him. Fantastic 2027 for Bryce Terang. Sal Frelick, 287, 17 home runs. He did get hurt and missed a bunch of games, but he was on pace to also be near that 200 hit mark. He had 159. William Contreras, 304, 23 home runs, 107 RBIs. Got a little bit more power here as he had 189 hits this season. What a year from him. It's a little bit getting worse every year, but honestly, it's just the contact is turning into power. And, I guess 2025, he was phenomenal. Rhys Hoskins, 281, 27 home runs on the year. Jackson Churio, 255, 22 home runs. I need to see more, man. I said I wanted 6 WAR. What'd he get me? 3.9. That's not enough. That's not enough. Jesus Mate, 283, 15 home runs, 73 RBIs on the season with 36 doubles. Really good there for him, for our rookie, and ends up with also 4. Like, look, Jesus Mate had more WAR than Jackson Churio. Wow. Pavin Smith, 267 and 21 home runs. What's his on base? 362? Okay, really good. Joseph Ortiz, 241 and 5 home runs. I mean, I'll take that from him, honestly, because he's not a good bat. He's not a good bat. He is 100% just a glove. And so maybe we trade him, I think, this season. I wouldn't be hurt by that. 18 home runs, 251 average, and 68 RBIs from Yelich coming off of injury, missing 52 games this season. And continuing his regression, we might be stuck with 2 bad contracts with Yelich and Woodruff. So this weekend, everybody in college football played their game on the 2nd, technically, but the NFL is on bye, and so we are also looking at, this is going to be a series we are going to run straight through against the Dodgers here in Milwaukee. Can we win this one and get past them? We have not been able to get past them ever, and that's not an exaggeration. Ever. So Woodruff versus Sasaki, game 1. We win 8-0. The offense shows up, blows up Sasaki. We are going to go to game 2, Bieber versus Yamamoto. 2 games down in Milwaukee. We win both of them. Just finish this series for me, Freddie. Versus Ohtani. We sweep the Dodgers and we'll be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies in the next round. And we have a bye for the, I guess for the NFL, so I guess we can just jump right into this Atlanta series. Actually, no, technically, I think they play on Monday Night Football. Yeah, the Packers do. So let's play Sunday night first for this game against the Atlanta Braves. John Means versus Framber Valdez in game 1. We lose 4-10. Actually, it's Monday Night Football, so let's play both of them here. Myers versus Ronaldo Lopez here in game 2 in Milwaukee. We are down 0-2 going into the rest of the week. And so Monday Night Football, Packers, Bills, going in after the 2 losses to Atlanta. Can we take this victory and hold on to a 6-1 season, or are we going to fall to 5-2? We are 6-1, and we even got a weekly award on the week as JOK with a fumble, forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries, 9 tackles on the day, as it looks like our defense really showed out against Buffalo. Tampa's in the ALCS again, so we really have to kind of get there so we can make sure that we're not really the last dog at the bowl to try to get a World Series. I mean, it's down to us, Tampa, and San Diego. So we have to win 2 of these games in Atlanta. And I think the mistake I made was I started pitchers 4 and 5 against Atlanta. That's crazy to say that John Means is a mistake of a start, but we have to win 2 of 3 to make it to the weekend here, and before we have to watch Wisconsin play. So can we take 2 of the 3 off Atlanta in Atlanta? Woodruff versus Strider in game 3. Woody got it. All right. Bieber versus Schwellenbach in game 4. 2 of the 3 at least. Give me game 3. Give me Peralta versus Valdez. I want a 3-2 lead. Oh, we're going to be down. We have to win both of them. Back home. Oh, we'll be back, I guess. So we have Northwestern up next at the same time. This should be an easy victory. They're 0-2 in the Big Ten. And, I mean, I know we lost to Michigan State, but I think that we should be. I think Case and Love is getting a little bit of momentum. And 5-2? That's not good. You're telling me we lost to Northwestern? Really? Why do I talk you up, man? I guess you weren't bad. Oh, we can't afford to be 5-2, man. Well, after that, that's a little disappointing. Don't mean to bring the energy down. Why is this a primetime game against Jacksonville? Come on. I think my cockiness burnt me last time. Don't burn me again. Okay, we win 38-24. And we have 3 breakouts? I mean, of course it's Edge. Let's go, Edge. Come on. What does he need? 4 tackles? Oh, 4 TFLs. Okay. Or a forced fumble. Or an interception. All those are possible. Hey, Tucker Kraft has a trait? He's not getting 125 yards. Put the ball... That's all I do. I always put the ball in your hands, Jordan Love. You get the ball every time. Wait, he got it? X Factor? Oh my God. How... Let's go. Hey, give me 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Love. I guess I should have looked at this before. He had 273 passing yards. He does not pass a lot because we run the ball. But 5 passing touchdowns? Jordan Love for MVP? I don't think he's going to get it if Lamar is doing that on the other side. And so our World Series chances are down to this. John Means versus Ronaldo Lopez in Game 6. And then Tobias Myers versus Spencer Strider. I'll probably switch that to Woodruff, to be honest, if it was needed to. In Game 7. Can we take down the Atlanta Braves and advance to our first World Series since 1982? Game 6, we advance to Game 7. We're going to have to jump into this one. I think I'm going to switch it to Woodruff to see who will be taking on... Oh, they haven't advanced yet either. Look just how much more potent our offense has been, but how bad our pitching staff has been. 281 average this postseason, but a 394 ERA. Okay, here we are. Game 7 of the NLCS to make it to our first World Series since 1982, back when we were in the AL. Can we do it? Looks like Terang isn't having a great... Frelick is. Contreras isn't having a great start. Made's been fine. Smith has been good. Yelich is... Oh, okay, Yelich is good. I'm going to switch that to David Fry. I'm taking out Joey Ortiz. Okay. Here we are. They have Bo Bichette, Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Drake Baldwin, Ozzie Albies, Jared Kelenic, and Michael Conforto. This is a pretty Atlanta Braves team plus Bo Bichette. So let's see what we can do here in Game 7 with Woodruff on the mound. Ground out, fly out, and a ground out. Gets out of the first pretty quickly. Double from Terang, steal third. Stolen base. That gives Frelick a chance. I'm going to have him just swing first. And a double from Frelick. I think he could steal third. Stolen bases. Ground out. Another run scores. Hoskins gets on to first. Fly out for Cheerio. Pop up. We're up 2-0 with 2 stolen bases. Error gets Matt Olson on to first. Sack bunt over to second. But we get out of it. Strikeout. Walk for Fry. Yelich fielder's choice. Stolen second base. Walk men on first and second. And a pop up. Strikeout, single for Conforto, fly out, and a 2-run home run from Michael Harris ties it 2-2. Contreras strikes out. Hoskins pops up. Churio flies out. Pop out, ground out, and a double for Drake Baldwin, but we get out of that one. Made versus Strider flies out. Smith pops up. Walk for Fry. 2-run home run. Christian Yelich. We're back up 4-2. Woodruff, just need probably one more inning out of you. Strikeout, fly out, walk to Bichette. Single men on the corners for Acuna. Fly out. Okay. I was considering going to the bullpen, but the bullpen's not the best, so I didn't really know what I wanted to do there. Frelick here against Strider. Ground out. Contreras grounds out. Hoskins grounds out. Lefty, righty, lefty. Do I make the pitching change to go to somebody? I could go Ashby. We could go Ashby, Hudson. I think we might bullpen this game. Okay. I'm going to go Hudson, actually, here. Against Matt Olson. Ground out. Single for Riley. Line out. Pop up. We get out of that with Brian Hudson. Bottom of the 6th. They're going to go to Daysbel Hernandez. Doing the same thing we're doing. Bottom of the 6th. Churio grounds out. Made flies out. Smith singles. And then David Fry grounds out. I think because it's 2 lefties, I'll at least go Hudson for the next 2 batters. Single for Kelenic. Runner thrown out running after the double for Conforto. We'll make the pitching change to go to a righty here. I'm going to go to... I'll go to Uribe. Strikeout. Ground out. Uribe gets out of it. Bottom of the 7th. They're going to Trevor Richards. Yelich strikes out. Terang pops up. Frelick walks. Gets on to first. Can he steal second? He does. Contreras with a man on second. Walks. Hoskins with men on first and second. Walks. Bases loaded for Jackson Churio. Pitching change to Hunter Harvey. Grounds out. All right. We'll go Uribe. Gives up the double. Strikes out Olson. Stolen base for Acuna. Puts him on third. Strikes out Riley. Walks Baldwin. We only need 4 more outs. I think I'm going to go to Nick Mears. Grounds out. Whew. We get out of that one. Bottom of the 8th here. Made grounds out. Smith grounds out. Fry grounds out. We are down to Nick Mears here in Game 7 against Jared Kelenic with the flyout. Conforto with the strikeout. We are down to our last batter to advance to play Tampa Bay in the World Series. We just need this last out for Nick Mears here. Can he do it against Bo Bichette? We've put a lot of faith into Nick Mears so far this entire rebuild. Can he get us Game 7 with the pitch? Throws a four-seam fastball, gets the strike. 0-1 count for Bo Bichette. Ball inside on that one. 1-1. No pressure. Just our first World Series appearance in 25 years. 35 years. 35 years, Nick Mears. Ball is popped foul. Bo Bichette will be down to his last strike against Nick Mears and the Milwaukee Brewers. With the pitch. Ball hit real hard, foul. Still 1-2 count. Another pitch for Nick Mears. Oh, they called out a ball. Where was that in the zone? Oh, they're not going to show me. That looked like it could have been a strike. 2-2 count for Nick Mears here against Bo Bichette. This could be it with the pitch. Ball down in the dirt, gets past Contreras. Full count now for Bo Bichette. Michael Harris on deck. With the pitch. Ball is grounded over to shortstop. Mate, jumping throw. Gets it over to Hoskins. The Brewers win. Going to the World Series in 2027. Nick Mears gets the 4-out save. And we come back from down 0-2 to the Atlanta Braves to advance to take on the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series. We are National League champions for the first time, actually, ever in franchise history. It's time for Thursday night football right before we start the MLB playoffs. The Badgers are going to be on a bye, and because we have a Thursday night football game before we have to play the Eagles next week, that means after this one, we're going to have a straight shot of nothing but baseball in Wisconsin. I guess technically the Bucks would be playing too, but still nothing but baseball in Wisconsin for 1 week of the World Series against Tampa Bay. Can we beat the New England Patriots and advance to 7-1? Also, can we get any of those ridiculous amount of dev traits we got for this game? We win 35-27. How'd we do on the breakouts? No upgrade for Tucker Kraft on the day. Also didn't get one for Cooper either. And Love already has the X Factor, so the question is, how much did he get? He had 275 yards, which means he gets 2,500 XP, and 3 touchdowns is an extra 10K. Yeah, Love didn't have a great game. He threw 2 picks in the game, but we still won, and he had 3 touchdowns, 278 yards. Had some good rushing, it looks like, from Josh Jacobs. Had 2 touchdowns on the day. Receiving, all the yards going to Matthew Golden. Defensively, how did Cooper end up doing? Did get a sack, but remember, he needed a forced fumble or an interception. He didn't get those, so still a great day from him. And so here we are in the World Series with 2 of the smallest markets in Major League Baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Tampa Bay Rays. Coming up with these are 2 teams that are really, really good at developing pitching, and so I'm not expecting a shootout. If anything, this should be low scoring for 7 games. Though I think we need it to be a shootout because our pitching has not performed very well so far this season. And theirs looks like it really has with McClanahan. Bradley hasn't played as well. Shane Baz hasn't played as well. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But Tampa Bay still is Tampa Bay. So game 1, Woodruff versus McClanahan here in the World Series. We win 11-10. Maybe we do need shootouts. We win that one with Nick Mears getting the victory over Kevin Kelly. Game 2, Bieber versus Bradley. We win 5-4. We are up 2-0 on Tampa Bay going into Tampa Bay. Peralta versus Shane Baz in Game 3 in Tampa. We take a game off them, I feel safe. Peralta versus Baz. We win 6-1. We are up 3-0 in the World Series versus the Tampa Bay Rays. John Means versus Ryan Pepio in Game 4. We sweep the Tampa Bay Rays, and your Milwaukee Brewers are World Series champions. David Fry, World Series MVP, and Sal Frelick, playoff MVP. David Fry hit 800. He hit 800 in the World Series. 800! What a trade that was to get him into Milwaukee. I mean, technically he was originally in Milwaukee before they traded them to Cleveland for, I think, like Jake Bauers. Like, what a way to win the World Series. We take down the Tampa Bay Rays, which, I mean, is still great. Postseason MVP, Frelick, Yelich, and Terang. For the AL, they had Jonathan Aranda, Dairon Blanco, and Hassan Kim. I mean, good for Tampa Bay to make it to the ALCS twice. But that means that it's down to 2 teams in Major League history who have not gotten a World Series after Seattle and Milwaukee both get them in back-to-back years. It's down to Tampa Bay and San Diego, and I'm hoping that we don't see that in the next 5 year, or the rest of this, I guess, 5-year rebuild, because I want to go back. I'm shocked that we were able to sweep them, but we were. Wow. Super Bowl, then a World Series. Can we add an NBA championship on top of that, too? Giannis responds to the Brewers World Series with a 44-point game against Denver. So, I'm excited. I think the Bucks might have a good shot, too. We might see a couple. Green Bay looks good. I don't think Wisconsin looks good. And the Bucks look like, I mean, it's Giannis. They have to have a shot. I think we have another season where Wisconsin is really down to this game against USC. I think if we lose this one, there's a real good chance we might not see the college football playoffs this year, which I don't think is a bad thing, because I don't necessarily... Okay, well, a 5-star quarterback commit? I believe that's going to be hard to think that we lost to USC if you got that. And with 3,294 XP. Oh my God, Morris, awesome. 4 sacks? Yeah, I think we beat USC. Pretty handedly, too. I mean, this is another season. I feel like every season I come in, I'm like, I'm scared of them. Look how much we stopped the run. Negative 0.41 yards per carry. What a defensive showing for us. They got sacked 7 times, and then rushing. They didn't have an offense. They just did not have an offense. Our defense really showed out this game. 4 sacks were awesome. 1 for Howard. How many TFLs did we get? 2 from Howard, 1 from Awesome, 1 from Willer. Just a shutdown team from us this game. I didn't even mention the 1.5 sacks from Willer. We have 2 guys named Howard. Can we also take a mention of the Big Ten, though? Oregon number 1, Michigan number 2. We're 9. Michigan State is number 11, or is number 10, and Ohio State is number 11. Do we have anybody else? I mean, USC is sitting here at 20. Yeah. What is this conference? So we do win out the rest of our games in the season, but like, we're not going to be in the Big Ten championship game because apparently Michigan State is 11-1. 9-0 in the conference. Oregon is 9-0 in the conference. Ohio State is 9-3, 7-2 in the conference. USC 9-3, 7-2 in the conference. Michigan is 6-3, all 3 losses in the conference. I'm guessing to Michigan State, Ohio State, and Oregon for that to make any sense. What is this Big Ten? The season is over, and Heisman Trophy winner is USC's Xavier Jordan with 75 catches, 1,100 yards, and 17 touchdowns. A wide receiver winning the Heisman. We have no awards, but we will be in the college football playoff despite this, ranked 3rd in the nation, despite having 2 losses somehow, as we are going to be facing off against Tulane without even having to play in the Big Ten championship game. Shout out to the rest of college football for cannibalizing itself, apparently, because it's just the Big Ten in here, plus a couple other teams, but really just the Big Ten. We are the 5 seed, and we'll be taking on Tulane. If we win, we play Boise State. So I mean, like, we got a shot to push, but Oregon is undefeated, so that would be tough. Even if we get to them, we'd have to face them in the semifinals. Maybe LSU or UAB can take them out. Case and Love had an okay season this year. 2,600 yards, 27 touchdowns, 8 picks on the season. Matar had 3 touchdowns, so there's always going to be a what if I went with this guy instead of this guy. But we're still in it, so I don't know. I mean, that's the problem, I think, when you have 3 quarterbacks that are all about the same quality. The question becomes, which one do you start? What's worth it? I don't know personally, and so Case and Love makes the most sense to me. Really another season with almost nothing out of Nate White, 595 and 8 touchdowns on the year. Receiving, Kekahuna did have 956 and 13, and Zamarian Lang, who was one of the top receivers last year, we got him out of the transfer portal from Toledo, 757 and 8 touchdowns for him. We didn't really have a whole lot of offense, and we didn't have a whole lot of defense either. Bibbs had 68 tackles. We did get 12 sacks from Morris Awesome, which is awesome on the season. Jackson Howard was 7.5, and we also got 5 picks from Jace Arnold. It's not going to be a league leader in anything, though. Passing league leader is Malachi Nelson at Boise State, ended up with 4290 and 37 touchdowns. Touchdown leader was Austin Novosad from Oregon. 45 touchdowns on the season. Great year for him. Rushing leaders was Brandon Tullis at Michigan State. I guess he must have been really, really good this year for them to get that. I mean, 5.6 yards per carry. That's probably why they were so good this year. This dude really overperformed in 10 touchdowns. 14 touchdowns was the leader there for Texas Tech's Cameron Dickey. When I look at receiving, the receiving leader was Carter Adams with 1337 at Boise State and 14 touchdowns. Your touchdown leader, 21 from Devin Hyatt at Arizona, led the way there. Must have been a big passing attack for that team. They did that in 12 games, so good for them. Defensively, I know stats are always a little bit all over the place, but I can see right here, Keenan Lanier of Iowa had over 100 tackles. Sacks leader, 17.5 from Hayden Breland. We're not even going to look at the other conferences. That's insane. Interception leader, Jordan Davis. Is that Ball State? I always forget what that symbol is, what that logo is. Led the way in interceptions for them. What a matchup this is in week 14. The number 1 offense and the number 2 offense. The number 1 defense and the number 11 defense. It doesn't matter. 12-0 Tampa Bay versus 11-1 Green Bay. Who is going to be on top of the NFC going into week 15? Will it be us or will it be Tampa? Oh, it's going to be us. We're up 12-1 now. I didn't even show it. Edgerrin Cooper had a dev trait scenario. What a game. I mean, I think there's a true shot Edgerrin Cooper could get Defensive Player of the Year with this. Is there anything he could do to take his game further? I mean, I don't care. He's been so good. He has been like leading in tackles. He's got a ton of picks, forced fumbles. They want him to do it again. What a season it's been for Edge. I think DPOY is in the cards for this dude. Look at how top heavy the NFC South is. They went 16-1, and they're going to be the 2 seed because their division is the worst in football by a long shot. We are also 16-1, winning our division. What an NFC matchup that's going to be. If we can both make it to play each other for another conference championship game, I mean, this has been an insane year. I already see we have some league leaders, and I'm excited to see it. He's not going to win DPOY. I see Aiden Hutchinson up there, so sadly that for Edge, he's not going to get that, but he got the dev trait, so I don't care. We have a bye in the first round of the playoffs. When we look at it, we will probably be playing Dallas or Seattle, maybe Detroit. We're not going to be playing Chicago. Look at that season from Jordan Love. Doesn't even cross 4,000 yards. Doesn't need to. We don't pass for a lot. We just win the game, I think, because of turnovers and good defense. I mean, it's what we did last year in the playoffs. Just force turnovers and short field position and get touchdowns. And Jordan Love, 3,900 yards, 49 touchdowns to 7 picks. Super efficient season for him. Only got sacked 28 times, too. Rushing 1494 and 11 for Josh Jacobs on the season. Really good year from him. Receiving, you can see Matthew Golden with 1367 and 14 touchdowns. Jane Reed at 941 and 12, and Dontavian Wicks with 656 and 8. What a great year we have here. And then defensively, 109 tackles for JOK, 102 for Edge Cooper. Sacks leader, we didn't get sacks. So that's kind of what's crazy to me. We forced more turnovers. We weren't actually getting pressure. Clark ends with 5 sacks to lead the way. Ness had 5 sacks, 3.5 from Brooks, 3 from JOK, 2 from Cooper. But the big thing is, look how many picks we got in this season. 7 from Edge, 4 from JOK, 3 from Emerson, 3 from McKinney, 3 from Bullard, and then 1 from Bartow, Hobbs, and Noel Williams, as well as Jordan Hancock. So we end up doing a lot, and also the forced fumbles on the season. It says that we only got 4, but I'm going to guess based on the fumble recoveries, we had a little bit more than that. Your passing leader on the season was Baker Mayfield of the Bucks. That makes sense. He had 47-17 on the season with 43 touchdowns on the year. Jalen Hurts was in second, so, that's probably an MVP for him. Touchdown leader, Jordan Love with 49 leading the way for us here. I really want to see Tampa in the conference championship. See if we can get a shootout now. After the defensive matchup we had last time, get a shootout this year. That'd be great. But we do have a league leader there. We have a league leader in rushing. Jacobs, another season where he's 300 above everybody else. 1494 and 11 this season was really good. Touchdown leader rushing was Mekhi Hughes of the Chicago Bears. Lamar Jackson also had 15, and Allen had 12, and Hurts had 11, so there's a really good chance he's going to get the MVP because of that. Receiving leader, Puka Nacua, 1530 and 12 touchdowns. Golden was in third. Chris Godwin was above him with 1460. When I look at touchdown leaders, Khalil Shakir of the Falcons led the way with 21 TDs on the year. If we look at defensive stats, your tackle leader is Peyton Wilson for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 145 tackles on the season. Sacks leader, it's going to be Hutch with 28 sacks. That's a defensive player of the year. I mean, I wanted it to be Edge. Edge did a lot of work this season, but it's not going to matter. He did lead the league in interceptions for a second straight season. 7 picks for Edger and Cooper. And we will be taking on the Eagles in the divisional round after we see if Wisconsin can get past Tulane and play in their next round. Tampa also advanced. I'm ready for that matchup. So before we get to it, let's see if we can win basically our first 2 games here. Because I'm thinking with 3 games left in the season, we would want to play these 2 games prior to our game against the Eagles. So we're going to see how we do. Wisconsin versus Tulane here in the first game of the playoffs. Can we defeat the small, I guess, mid-major school and continue the Big Ten dominance? It's a lot of XP. I'm going to guess we get the victory. Yep. With the confetti, we win the playoff game, and we will be advancing to take on Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl. 4 Big Ten teams in the quarterfinals. All right. I doubt we all make it through, but what a season it would be if the semifinals was 4 Big Ten teams. And so here we are against Boise State, trying to advance to the semifinals again to play the winner of Oregon and LSU. No. But we got 1,000 XP. And there's confetti. We win the Fiesta Bowl. We will be advancing to play the winner of Oregon and LSU, who is going to be, 2 touchdowns from Kekahuna on the day, leads the way offensively. We're taking on undefeated Oregon. So close. Michigan State was unable to do it. They got blown out by Cincinnati, lost 45-24. But we have 3 Big Ten teams here. We beat Boise State 31-27. We scored 22 in the 4th. Came back in that one after having a terrible first half of the game. Okay. And Oregon won 24-21. They also came back in the 4th to win that one against LSU. So this almost looked like LSU Boise State in this one, and Cincinnati and USC on the other side. I guess we're going to have to see how we do against Oregon. So I guess we have the 9-8 Eagles up next and see if we can continue our 16-1 season and advance to the NFC Championship game. Get to our own semifinals and it's Tampa. Oh my God, this is a dream. I'm excited for this one. Tampa beat the Lions 32-10. We won 35-31 over the Eagles. On the other side, the Broncos beat the Bills 28-7, and the Texans are back in the AFC Championship game after beating the Bengals 20-17. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Or is it? I didn't notice this. We don't have a running back. Do I go to free agency and see if I can pick one up for this playoff game? I don't think I have a running back. Hey, Nick Chubb, do you want to play in an NFC Championship game right off the couch? Because you're going to have to. We find ourselves back here in another semifinal game, this time playing as the underdog against undefeated Oregon, who I had to go back and look through their schedule to see who they beat in the Big Ten Championship game. I mean, I know it's Michigan State. They beat Michigan State 72-17. Michigan State beat us. I don't have a whole lot of faith in what we're going to see this season. And looking at that schedule didn't make me feel any better. So let's hope we can get a bunch of turnovers, because I don't see how else we're going to beat this team. And so we're going to start off with the ball, and we're going to hope that we can go down and score with our sophomore quarterback, Cason Love, and our mediocre running back, Nate White. Not a good start, 3 and out to start off the game, as we punt the ball off back to Oregon. Now, in this season, I guess with the dominance of the Big Ten, we do kind of sneak in just based off of the dominance of our peers. The fact that we were the 3rd ranked team in the nation going into this is still insane to me. But I guess if everybody else wasn't that good, if the SEC kind of cannibalized themselves as we go down 6-0 after a rushing touchdown by Wayshawn Parker, then I can see why the Big Ten was so dominant. I'm a little surprised it was Michigan State and not Michigan, but hey, every once in a while you see a team go on a run, and apparently they had a really good running back this year. And if he didn't show up in a game, then that's why they lost. We are falling down to 3rd and 8, 4th and 5 after the rush by Cason Love. We had to punt again to give Oregon the ball back. Not a whole lot of offense showing up so far to start. And we need the turnovers in order to be able to get ourselves chances to score. Big problem being that we just don't have offense. We have the weapons, but we don't have the ways to get it to them. Big penalty puts us in under the 5, so we should be able to get in there. Tresh Kekauna gets the touchdown. We are going to tie it 7-7, still in the first. So another thing too is it's crazy to think that generally, big sack by Ernest Willer Jr., is that it's crazy to think that, and every time that we see this, that Oregon always puts themselves in a good position, and so does USC. Knowing that a lot of the times the recruits kind of cannibalize each other in this game, like if you are in Michigan and Ohio State and you're trying to recruit against each other, one of the teams normally does better than the other. Oregon is always in a spot where they dominate, which I guess is realistic to NIL. Like in the future, Oregon is going to dominate. Ernest Willer with the sack. We are going to get them out of scoring position. I don't know if they're going to kick a 50-yard field goal. They do. So it's 10-7, but we don't allow them to score the touchdown. But, you know, with Nike in Oregon's back pocket, essentially, they should be a team that in the future with NIL, they actually will succeed a lot. Tresh Kekauna gets a 17-yard catch, 4-yard rush by Nate White to make it 2nd and 6. 3rd and 3 after the 3-yard rush by Cason Love, and a first down after the rush by Nate White. Very minimal amount of yards from Nate White rushing, but we can find Kekauna for another pass there. Love gets an incomplete to make it 2nd and 10, 3rd and 9 after the 1-yard rush by Nate White, but a 1st and 10 for Kyan Barry Johnson puts us in the 11, down to the 7 after the rush by White, but an interception. Cason Love throws it to, is that Zabian or Zadian? I can't tell. Zabian. Brown gives Oregon the ball back and gives them a shot to go down now and score, especially if we get a sack or a penalty by Jackson Howard. Right there in the red zone, we were unable to put it in. Now, we do get a stop. The defense is still very, very good. So the other part of our defense is that they're like sophomores. Like the whole team is sophomores and juniors. So I'm not too worried about us graduating out defensively. It's needing to see the development from the offensive players to really see a lot of production. They get a sack, we're going to have to punt the ball back to them again. Because, 72-yard touchdown to Phoenix gives them a 2-score lead here, 17-7. And we get the ball back with 1 minute left in the second. 7-yard catch to Barry Johnson. Incomplete by Cason Love. Sack by Elijah Rushing. 4th and 12. We're going to have to punt the ball back to them. Yeah, so... but essentially, I guess my point, we need to see the development from the offense because the defense is really what has got us here. I can tell. And our offense is just kind of there. And I'm hoping we can get good running back development, good quarterback development so that we can actually get there. Because Nate White hasn't developed. And honestly, Cason Love hasn't developed either. 49-yard touchdown by Malu. Phoenix gives them a 3-score lead. If you can tell, I'm ranting because my expectations were really low for this game. I didn't expect us to win. It's why I looked at the game, the Big Ten championship game, to see how they did against Michigan State. Because I wanted to know just how good this Oregon team is, and they are really, really good. They might take a 4-score lead on us, but no, Morris Awesome with a sack makes it a 49-yard field goal. We're down by 20. If we do not score on this drive, it's safe to say it's over. Sack by Aiden Breland. 4-yard catch by Nate White makes it 3rd and 10. 66-yard touchdown by Kyan Barry Johnson means we might be still in this. Extra point blocked. So we're down 14. Okay. All right. We need a turnover, and we need to score right away. 12-yard catch by Phoenix. 3-yard rush by Parker. Big 24-yard rush by McNabb. Still third quarter. 1 minute left here. Novosad gets an incomplete. 2-yard rush by McNabb. Pass dropped. They're going to have to kick another field goal. We're sadly down 17 because of that missed extra point before because it was blocked. But if we go down and score, we might still have a shot. We are down 3 scores here in the 4th. 4-yard rush from Cason Love. 3-yard rush from Cason Love. Pass knocked away. All right. Let's see what they do here on this drive. If they score, it's over. I think even if they score a field goal, it's over. But if they run the clock out, even more so. First down on that. Negative 3-yard rush for McNabb. 11-yard rush. And 1st and goal. Oregon's going to beat us on this one. We will not be advancing to another national championship game. For another season, we have to go watch another team go off and celebrate, knowing it's not going to be us. Now, this isn't the national championship game, so the heartbreak isn't, I don't think, as bad. And our core is young enough where we can also say, we might still have guys come back. Sadly, Kekahuna, I think, is a senior, so we do lose him next year, but we could be back. Surprised we were here. Surprised the Big Ten was this dominant. I'd be curious if USC and Oregon had to play each other in the national championship game, or if they had to play Cincinnati. What a game. Oregon caps off a 16-0 undefeated season against USC, winning 50-48 in overtime. That's a couple overtimes for that to be that way. What a game. What a championship game that would be, USC at Oregon. Big Ten dominance, really, across this season. Will that be repeated next year? I don't know, but I'm still very happy to see that we did get there, despite not really racking up any points for us this year for Wisconsin. Didn't have any league leaders, didn't win the Big Ten championship game, didn't win any awards, but we did make it to the semifinals. It's a rematch of last year's NFC championship game. Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers versus Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their 3rd straight NFC title game. Can we make sure to stop their season from going all the way to the Super Bowl? These are the best 2 teams in the NFL this season. And, this time we get to play it in Lambeau. Last year we won in Raymond James. This year we are playing it here in the cold in Lambeau. I wish this was Madden 26 because there'd be totally a ton of snow on the field right now for this night game. See what we can do. We don't have Josh Jacobs. Can we get Nick Chubb a Super Bowl? So Tampa's going to start with the ball, and they are a very, very good team. They obviously had an extremely dominant offense, but big sack by Edgerrin Cooper after the negative rush by Bucky Irving means that we put them on a 3-and-out for the first drive to get the ball right away. Big stop to start. Edge Cooper has been phenomenal this season, but we just don't have a running game. And I'm a little scared because I think we're going to run the ball a lot. And just based off of schemes, we're going to run the ball a lot. And we can't afford to. We do not have the running game without Josh Jacobs. And so we're going to need Jordan Love to really show up today and in the Super Bowl if we make it, because we don't have any assistance. Nick Chubb, 2-yard rush, 6-yard rush for Jordan Love, and pass knocked away by Antoine Winfield. This might not be a shootout like I was hoping it would be, because we do not have ways to get small yardage gains, and he's not throwing it to Tucker Kraft. So they're starting to march the ball down the field. 16-yard pass to Tutu Atwell, and now they get a couple of rushes there. But interception by Xavier McKinney is going to give us the ball back on the 50. 2-yard rush for Nick Chubb. 11-yard catch to Tucker Kraft. That's what I want. Short yardage plays. Give the ball to Tucker Kraft. We don't really have a lot of options. We're at the 36. 10-yard penalty against Jaden Reed pushes us back to the 46. Incomplete pass for Jordan Love. 4-yard rush from Nick Chubb. And a penalty against Rasheed Walker makes it 3rd and 21. Penalties hurting us right there. 4th and 21. Kick us out of field goal range. We have to punt the ball back to Tampa Bay. 0-0 in the second. They make 2 big passes to start the drive. 2-yard rush from Bucky Irving. 4-yard rush from Baker Mayfield makes it 3rd and 4. Incomplete. They're going to have to punt the ball right back to us. Okay. Negative 3 yards for Nick Chubb. 5-yard catch to Matthew Golden. Big catch to Tucker Kraft for 25 yards. 6-yard rush for Jordan Love to get us over the 50. Another pass to Jaden Reed. 3-yard rush for Marshawn Lloyd. And another pass to Tucker Kraft. We're in field goal range now. We get the first down to the 28. Incomplete for Jordan Love on 2nd and 10. Another 2-yard rush from Nick Chubb. Interception by Cody Barton. No! They're going to get the ball. Jordan Love throws the pick in the red zone. Not in the red zone, but in scoring range. And so we're not going to score here. They're going to rush the ball down the field. Less than 2 minutes in the second. Pass thrown away by Baker. 6-yard catch to Jaden Blue. Makes it 1st and 10 on the 40. 5-yard catch to Tutu Atwell. They call a timeout. They're going to pass to Cade Otton. I think Tampa's going to score. Never mind. Kenny Clark gets a sack. 2nd and 14. 3rd and 6. 20 seconds left here in the half. 4th and 4. A pass to Jaden Blue. They don't call the timeout. Poor time management means it's going to be 0-0 at half as Terrell Davis fields the kick for the touchback. What a defensive showdown this has been, and bad clock management by Todd Bowles. Oh, interception by Jamel Dean puts him on the 28. Negative 2 yards for Bucky Irving. Another negative penalty against the offense makes 2nd and 22. A negative rush. Did they just push themselves out of field goal range? They had an easy score and they pushed themselves out of field goal range. We are going to be able to get the ball back after the good punt. But still, what a game this is. The opposite of what we were looking for. But still, we punt the ball away on this one. Not able to get anything going. Oh, is that an interception? Martin Emerson pick down to the 6. Please get in the end zone, guys. 5-yard catch to get us to the 1. And a touchdown for Nick Chubb in the NFC Championship game. First points of the NFC title game is a guy that wasn't on the team a week ago. Nick Chubb gets the score. We are up 7-0 here. Godwin for 9 yards. 7 yards for Bucky Irving. Pass dropped by Cade Otton. Another 7-yard rush for Bucky Irving. Penalty against Carl Brooks in the defense is going to get them the ball in their scoring range. I think they might march down here. Baker gets it to the 25. 2-yard rush for Jaden Blue to the 22. Oh, knocked away by Edge Cooper. 3rd and 8. Another incomplete. That's going to give them a field goal chance, which they do make. So it's 7-3 with 2 minutes left in the third. Big pass to Matthew Golden for 14 yards. Another rush by Nick Chubb. He just needed to get warmed up. It's a cold day out here in Green Bay. First down to Jaden Reed. We have the ball on the 41 starting the fourth. 2-yard rush for Nick Chubb to make it 2nd and 8. Another 3 yards for Chubb to make it 3rd and 5. And a pass to Jaden Reed to get the first down to the 24. Incomplete for Jordan Love. Negative yard rush by Marshawn Lloyd. 4th and 1 as Tucker Kraft gets to the 15, but we make the field goal. Younghoe Koo gets it. We are up 10-3 here now. This is still going to be a battle. Godwin for 6 yards. Another 7 for Godwin. Another 4 for Jaden Blue. Another 5 for Jaden Blue. Another 5 for Jaden Blue. Come on, guys. Big stop. Why did they rush him with their fullback? 2nd and 12, 3rd and 12 after the 1-yard catch to Godwin. And the pass knocked away by Jordan Hancock makes it 4th and 12. They punt the ball to us. 7.5 minutes left here in the NFC title game. Golden gets a pass. Jordan Love gets 0 yards on that rush. Chubb gets 2, 3rd and 8. But a big pass to Dontavian Wicks makes first down with less than 5 minutes left in the game. We're going to try to run the clock out, I think. Penalty against Rasheed Walker is going to hurt that chances. Another negative rush for Lloyd makes it 3rd and 20. And a rush by Jordan Love means we're going to have to punt the ball with 2.5 minutes left. 2:20 left and Tampa has the ball. Pass to Cade Otton. JOK is injured on the play. But that's going to be the last play to make it under the 2 minutes. I think what we're going to do here is we are going to jump in and we're going to watch the last 2 minutes of this game and see if Baker Mayfield can march down the field and beat us here in this real defensive matchup of the NFC title game. Good pressure, finds the check down to Chris Godwin, gets the play all the way down to the 38, 2nd and 5. He has 144 yards and 2 picks after barely throwing any. Oh, I forgot to jump to the end of the game. I did that last time too. So, on the 38, 2nd and 5 with 1 minute and 13 left. Baker drops back, looks around, scrambles right, looks forward, finds a receiver, gets down to the 43-yard line. They call timeout with 1 minute left here. Baker Mayfield is going to have to drop back and perform a miracle, and our defense cannot break. Looks for a receiver, finds his running back out wide, gets tackled by Xavier McKinney, down for a 2nd and 12 in the backfield. 48 seconds left. He's going to have to look deep. Scrambles right, looks for a receiver, finds Chris Godwin. That's not Chris Godwin. I don't even know who that is. 84? That's not, I don't know who that is because it's not Igbuka. All right, 1st and 10 on the 28. Gonna drop back. Looking for a man, doesn't find anybody, but has plenty of time. We don't have pressure. Stays in the backfield. Jaden Blue, terrible move right there. Maybe that was Bucky Irving. Makes it 2nd and 3. They have no timeouts left with 30 seconds left. Now, we don't get any pressure. We have no pressure at all in this game, so they just get to sit here. Baker is going to scramble right, stays and throws the ball away. He could have ran it. He could have ran the ball and got the first down. 25 seconds left here in this game. 3rd and 3 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Drops back. Baker's going to have to look for a man. Has somebody open over the middle. He's going to run forward. Gets the sack. Carl Brooks gets the sack. They're not going to have any time. We're going back to the Super Bowl. Terrible time management by Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers. We win the NFC title game 10-3 under the back of Nick Chubb, but mainly the big interception by Martin Emerson to put us in scoring position and bad decision making at the end of the game. It was a cold day out in Green Bay and Baker didn't know what to do. We end up winning this one. We're playing the winner of the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans in the Super Bowl. Back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. We are rematching a team that we played in the 1990s in the Super Bowl, the Denver Broncos. Jordan Love versus Bo Nix here. Can we win this one? This is going to be played in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We are looking to win our 2nd straight Super Bowl off of a fantastic season. And the big thing, without one of our best players, no Josh Jacobs, can we do another game where we win with Nick Chubb, we need another phenomenal defensive performance, I think, from this team to do so. And I need Jordan Love to show up. And so we are going to be kicking the ball off to Dylan Bell and the Denver Broncos to start off this game, and a Carl Brooks sack to start it off is what you want to see. Pass knocked away by Javon Ballard, and pass dropped by Kevin Concepcion is going to give us the ball on a third and out. That's a good start. That's exactly how the Tampa game started. We end up getting a first down after the first 2 plays. 6-yard rush from Marshawn Lloyd. Big pass to Jaden Reed. 1st and 10 on the 17. Incomplete for Jordan Love. 2-yard rush from Marshawn Lloyd makes it 3rd and 8. And 1st and goal after Golden gets down to the 1, and a touchdown for Golden. We end up scoring 7-0 on our first drive. I think the big thing is that the last game was going to be our biggest challenge, but there's no denying that the Denver team is good. They're 13-4, 3rd in the AFC this season. And so this is still a really good team we're playing against. It was a top-heavy league. There's a lot of teams that were really, really bad. And so we end up seeing them start to drive down the field. Incomplete for Bo Nix, 3rd and 5 on the 36, but they get the 5-yard pass to James Roten, make it the 31. 1-yard rush for Roten to the 30. Another 7-yard rush for James Roten to the 3rd and 2. Penalty on Xavier McKinney is going to put them on a 6 and an easy scoring range. Marvin Mims for 5 yards to the 1, and a 1-yard rush for James. Oh, it's Jamie Yan. That's James. To get them tied 7-7. 2 minutes left in the first. Can we go down and score? Jordan Love with an incomplete pass. 3-yard rush for Nick Chubb. And a big pass to Dontavian Wicks for 14 yards. 3-yard rush from Marshawn Lloyd. As we end the first quarter, 7-7. 3rd and 3. 3-yard rush for Nick Chubb gets the first down. Another 6 yards for Chubb. 2nd and 4. 3rd and 4 after the passes was knocked away by Riley Moss, but Matthew Golden is found for 15 yards. He is now an X-Factor wide receiver as well. We are down to 3rd and 2 after Nick Chubb gets the ball down to the 19, and Nick Chubb continuing to drive. He's on rested legs. He didn't play all season. We got to keep him healthy for this. 9-yard line, 3rd and 6, 4th and 6 as Jordan Love is going to have to throw the ball away. We make the field goal to go up 10-7. Now, can we get a stop? Can we get as good of a defensive game as we did last game with Xavier McKinney and Edge Cooper? But they're marching. Never mind. Lucas Van Ness gets the 7-yard sack, 2nd and 17. 3rd and 15 after the rush by Roten, and 2-yard rush for Nix is going to make them punt the ball back to us. 5 minutes here left in the second. Golden for 5. Another 7 for Golden. Sacked by Nick Bonito, makes it 2nd and 15. 3rd and 15 after the incomplete. An interception by Brandon Jones puts him on the 13-yard line. Love, you can't be making these mistakes. We don't have the run game to support it. I need to make sure you stop making mistakes. We are down 14-10 now with 2 minutes left in the second. Maybe we'll be able to go down and score if Love makes some good passes. 4-yard rush from Lloyd brings it to the 2-minute warning. There, an 11-yard reception for Dontavian Wicks makes it with 1:23, 52 seconds left after the pass to Tucker Kraft. We're going to start calling timeouts. 1st and 10 after the pass to Wicks. I saw an injury. I skipped it. I didn't see who got hurt. Love to Reed for 9 yards. Love to Wicks for 5 yards. Love to Reed for 11 yards. Then a timeout. And a pass to Matthew Golden gets the touchdown before the end of the half. I was scared. I thought we were going to kick the field goal, which I think would have been fine. But at half, we are up 17-14 on the Denver Broncos. 2-yard rush, -2 for Chubb, another 5 for Chubb to kind of make up for it, but incomplete. We're going to have to punt the ball off on the second half. So we're up by 3 in the second half here against Denver. We have not been able to get the stops, and Love has made the mistakes so far. So I'm hoping Love makes no more mistakes. We need Bo Nix to make one and give us the ball back on easy field position. They are starting to march down the field. 1-yard rush for Roten to get the first down to the 46. 4-yard rush to make it 2nd and 6. And a sack by Carl Brooks makes it 3rd and 11. And they are not able to get the first down. They're going to have to punt the ball back to us. We get the ball here after the stop. 7-yard rush for Marshawn Lloyd. Another 9-yard catch to Savion Williams, who I don't know why he's playing. 1-yard rush for Chubb. Pass knocked away by Talanoa Hufanga. 3rd and 9 for the Green Bay Packers. First down to Dontavian Wicks for 11 yards. Pass to Jaden Reed for 5. 2nd and 5. Pass to Matthew Golden gets us on their side. We're on the 30-yard line. Pass to Chubb. 2nd and 5 on the 24. 5-yard rush for Love to the 19. Incomplete on the 19-yard line. 4-yard rush from Marshawn Lloyd at the end of the third. In the fourth quarter, we score another touchdown. Jaden Reed scores. We are up 24-14 here in the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 62. Can we win back-to-back Super Bowls? A big penalty on JOK, who I thought got hurt last game. Must have not been that bad. Roten gets a 3-yard rush. They'll probably go down and score. Big pass to Marvin Mims. I believe they will. 7-yard rush to Roten brings it down to the 1, and they score with Damian Pierce to make it a 3-point game with 12.5 left here in the fourth. So, let's go down. 4-yard rush for Chubb. Another 5 yards for Chubb. And another 5 for Chubb. 1st and 10. Another 3 for Love. We're going to run the ball a little bit, it looks like. 6-yard pass to Chubb. And 2-yard rush for Lloyd. 8 minutes left now. Penalty on the defense. 1st and 5. 5-yard rush for Lloyd makes it 2nd and inches. Big pass to Matthew Golden to bring us down to the 21. 5-yard rush from Chubb. We're running this clock out. Another pass to Wicks. A long drive. Penalty on Wicks, though, makes it 1st and 12 on the 13. 7-yard catch to Kraft brings us to the 5. And touchdown to Tucker Kraft. We're going to go up 2 scores with 4 minutes left here in Super Bowl 62. Let's see what they do. Marvin Mims with a catch. Sack by JOK. 3rd and 13 for the Broncos. Pass knocked away and tipped by Carl Brooks. 4th and 13. They pass it, not enough for the first down. We're going to have the ball. Penalty on Zach Tom. 1st and 20. We're up 2 scores with less than 10 left. 2nd and 17. Another 3-yard rush here for Chubb. They're going to call their timeout. 6-yard rush for Chubb. And another 5-yard rush for Chubb makes it 4th and 7. We kick the field goal. 34-21. We have to kick the ball off. I want to see their last drive when they do it. Pass knocked away by Emerson. 6-yard pass to Roten. Pass knocked away by Emerson. 4th and 1. Come on, knock the ball away. He got the first down. Sack by Carl Brooks. 10-yard catch. We win Super Bowl 62. Back-to-back Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers defeat the Denver Broncos 34-21. I'm so happy for Nick Chubb. He got himself a Super Bowl, came off the couch, and put together 2 good games after Josh Jacobs went down. And we cap off a 16-1 season with a 2nd straight Super Bowl for Jordan Love, making him the best quarterback in Green Bay Packers history. Yes, I said it. He's the only one to get 2 of the 3 more recent ones, Favre and Rodgers and Love. So, yeah. Jordan Love with a great season. He's probably going to win the MVP in this one, and we get to hold the trophy up for a 2nd straight season. What a year. Green Bay wins a 2nd Super Bowl. Jordan Love, Super Bowl MVP. That's 2 titles in Wisconsin in 1 year. The Brewers did it, beating Tampa Bay, and the Packers did it, defeating the Broncos. Can the Milwaukee Bucks make it 3 in 1 year here? Josh Allen, this year's MVP. Matt LaFleur, Coach of the Year. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson. Colin Nance of the Chiefs wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sean Tyson of the Cincinnati Bengals. And what an offseason it's going to be. Nick Chubb retires after we brought him out on top. Chargers signed our offensive coordinator. Panthers signed our defensive coordinator. And so I have 2 new coordinators, including Jim Harbaugh, who's going to be my DC this year. And I know we haven't checked in with the Bucks much, but we really haven't had to. I mean, they've been dominating the East once again, 41-10 right now. After the Super Bowl, I mean, this is a good team. It's still going to be a battle between us and the Spurs. And really, I guess the big question is, I see Cleveland down here as the 7. I don't like that because that means we'd play them earlier. But also, If they're bad, that's good, because that's a team that is a threat to us, essentially, in the East. And, I mean, the Bucks are the Bucks. We've got Giannis. Like, it's him or Wemby. He could be going for MVP number 4 this year. And that's with Yaka Jonas now in the MVP race, because he has been that good. I'm going to be honest, looking at this offseason for the Brewers, I don't really have anything that makes a lot of sense to make moves. We actually don't have really any money to spend. We kind of are broke. Invested a lot of money in with the Yelich contract and the Woodruff contract's going to be holes in our pocket. I'm not going to be able to spend anything really. And so the starting pitching is a question mark essentially, but I don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to get for the price tag that makes sense for us. Besides like investing, I don't know, in, Walker Buehler maybe. Maybe Walker Buehler could be worth it if I could get him on a cheap deal. I kind of wait to the end of the free agency period and see if anybody is like still sitting around. I actually thought that Trevor Williams might be interesting last year, but he is probably too old now. So I'd almost rather just roll with Woodruff for another year if I have to than sign many of these guys, because all the good guys are too expensive. Like, I can't afford Mackenzie Gore, McClanahan, Gilbert, Ryan, Pablo Lopez, Justin Steele. I can't afford these guys that are near the top of this list, and so I'm probably not going to be able to get any of them. And I also don't want to get Bailey Ober every year. Absolutely stole Matt Shaw, by the way. Shocked on that one that we were able to get him for that. So I don't know if he'll play, but definitely a trade piece if not. Fitting Valbuena in the lineup's going to be tough this year. We'll see what we can do, I guess. I think he'll play third against righties. And we'll see if anybody regresses. If Reese regresses, if Fry regresses, Mitchell regresses, Yelich regresses, Valbuena's got the spot. And before we get to the end of the offseason, we did get some drafted players. Kekahuna in the 2nd round, Jace Arnold in the 4th, and Will McDonald in the 6th. And we have the 10th best class in the nation. So ended up being a pretty good recruiting class on top of everything. What an insane defense we're going to have next year. We have a 93 overall sophomore defensive tackle. Like, this is an insane defense. Teamers, I guess, our quarterback, because Love didn't develop. Okay, I don't know. We will have Keel, I guess, play running back though, because I have a different running back. So one of the quarterbacks we drafted the 1 year or recruited the 1 year will be a quarterback, or will be a halfback. The other one will be the quarterback. So 2 sophomores, Teamer and Keel in the backfield. The big thing this year is we have 3 seconds in all of the deals that we made this offseason, or I guess last draft, technically. So I'm not necessarily certain I'm going to use all these picks. Might trade them back once again and just continue to stockpile cheap contracts for the future. But it totally depends on what we have. I did nothing in free agency because I think this team is set. The only thing that we have to replace is left guard Aaron Banks, who I let walk, and then probably, wide receiver 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever we need in order to be able to build the depth of the roster. But I can get that in the later rounds of the draft or just in free agency after the draft. So we're not going to really spend a big amount of time on it. Maybe I'll draft a tackle that I can move to left guard. Maybe I'll draft a receiver that can be my wide receiver 3. Maybe I'll draft a free safety or another D tackle so I can replace Kenny Clark at some point. I don't know. Depends on what's available. I don't need another corner, but this is a 1st round talent still sitting here at the end of the 1st round. I'm going to take Kendrick Morris, one of the corners that we found in our, I guess, regional scouting. And he ends up being 6th in true value. What a pick at 32. First 2 picks were phenomenal, but the rest of the draft, yeah, not that good. No MVP for Giannis. Victor Wembanyama takes it. 25, 12, 4, 1.8, and 2.5 for Victor. Dario Bilic of the Utah Jazz wins Rookie of the Year. Robert Dillingham gets 6th Man of the Year for the Timberwolves. Wembanyama also Defensive Player of the Year for the Spurs. And Nolan Traore Most Improved Player. But we do get a minor award. Giannis with Clutch Player of the Year, averaging 30, 10, 4, 1.4, 1.6. On 60% shooting. That had to be really close between him and Wemby for the MVP by the end of that season. Coach of the Year, Pop, and also Executive of the Year, Aaron Phillips. When we take a look at it, Giannis is actually 4th in all NBA first team, so wasn't able to get it. So he actually wasn't as close as I thought, unless this is, yeah, no. So he wasn't. I'm surprised that Doncic and Jokic are second and third. I didn't see them at all the whole time in that race. We do get Jaka Jonas as a second team All NBA for us. No third team. Giannis is also a first team All Defensive, and then no second team for us from anybody, and no rookie teams this year. We are first in the East per usual. Let's go take a look at how we did on the season. Giannis missed 3 games this season, averaged 30 points per game on the season and 31 minutes per game. So really good, efficient season for him. 22 for Jaka Jonas. Reed had almost 16 on the season. Burries had 11 as a rookie this year. 10.5 rebounds for Giannis, who led the way for us. Assists. I mean, I'm happy. Jaka Jonas 22 and 7, really good. We had good defensive stats, I think, across the board. Herb Jones actually led us in steals, and then field goal percentage. Giannis over 60%. And then, did we have any big 3-point shooters? Andre Jackson, 45% practically. And also, we're a terrible free throw shooting team. Jaka Jonas does shoot 92, but wow, we can't shoot free throws. Giannis racks up another scoring title, leading the way, averaging 30 points per game over Anthony Edwards' 29. Great season from us. Jokic led the way in rebounds with 12.5 over Wembanyama's 12.4. Assist leader was Luka with 10 assists per game. Steals leader, Dyson Daniels again with 2. Blocks leader, Victor Wembanyama with 2.5. Field goal percentage goes to Derek Lively. Once again, he's always near the top, 63%. And did we have a 3-point shooter? No. Jalen Brunson led the way, 46%. He actually did not qualify for most stuff. But still got 3-point shooting, and free throw shooting is going to be 97% from Steph Curry, as he probably crossed 5,000 threes on his career after this one. So 1 leading stat, and then a minor award for us, as we are going to be taking on as the number 1 seed in the East. You got to be kidding me that we have to play Cleveland in the first round. You could not imagine a worse matchup for us. Cleveland being an 8 seed is ridiculous, so let's hope we can take them down. They're the best team in the East besides us. They made it to the finals last year. And so the question is, can we beat them this year? They have to have the same team, right? Like, that's the other thing I want to make sure I check. Because, yeah, they have the same exact team. Crazy for them to have fallen all the way down to the 8 seed. Game 1 for us against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We win Game 1, 129-104. Game 2 against the Cavs. We win at 131-95. And then Game 3, we win 116-110. Can we get the sweep against the Cavs? We do. We will be advancing to the next round, where we'll be taking on the Chicago Bulls, who have Luka Doncic, Kobe White, Michael Porter, Matas Buzelis, and Wendell Carter Jr. is back in town. So let's see what we can do against Luka and the Chicago Bulls here. I see San Antonio has to play Dallas. So if Dallas could take out San Antonio for us, that'd be really nice. In Game 1 in this series, we win 123-100. In Game 2 against the Bulls, we win 118-95. Game 3, we win 104-83. Game 4, they do take a game off of us, 115-84. I'm going to guess that that's a big Luka game. 40 points for Luka on that one. Game 5 for the gentleman's sweep. We win, and we will be advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals, and Dallas beat San Antonio. So Clippers and Dallas on the other side. We are playing Detroit here. Cade Cunningham, Brandon Miller, AJ DeBonsa, Oscar Thompson, and James Wiseman at center is going to be their weak point. Can we take them down? And can Jaka Jonas hold down Cade Cunningham here in this one? Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between Detroit and Milwaukee. Detroit takes Game 1 off of us. Looks like Kasparis had 29. He had a good game. Giannis didn't do much, but he let Cade Cunningham drop 50 on his head. Okay, if Cade Cunningham doesn't drop 50, maybe we still got this. We lost by 22 in Game 1. Game 2, we win that one 127-102. Jaka Jonas responded with 39 of his own. Cunningham had 29. And so big difference there. Game 3 here in Detroit. Detroit gets their game on at home as a victory. Cunningham had 32, Miller had 31, Giannis had 41, and Jaka Jonas did not show up. 5 for 25, 1 for 12 from 3. All right, Game 4 in Detroit. Can we take a game off of them in Detroit? We cannot. They beat us 104-100. We are down 3-1. I'm going to shorten this rotation, and we are going to go for it here in this last 3 games. Can we make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, or are we going to fall short once again? I mean, this has been pretty bad that we have not been able to get past the Eastern Conference Finals. Actually, make sure I do this. Giannis is going to have to play as many minutes as possible here in Game 5. Can we get the victory back here in Milwaukee? We can. We win 111-86. Dallas has advanced to the finals. Jonas at 35, Giannis at 34. Game 6 against Detroit, back in Detroit. We win that one 124-103. Cunningham at 37, Jonas at 39, Giannis had 30. This is going to be a Game 7 to advance to the NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Can we do it? Simulate with Simcast. Let's see what we got. Dallas comes out firing early. They take a huge lead, up 16 in the first. Can we respond? I don't know if we can. We are coming back. Here we go. We are down by 2. We are up by 1. Up by 4. We have responded. We are up by 10 with 2 minutes left. Up by 7. Let's make sure I'm going to have to jump in here because we're only up by 3 now. And we're going to have to see what we do here. Make sure I switch over to watch this one. As we are up by 3 with 111 here in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. This is the second straight season we have found ourselves here. Giannis is going to dribble, gets the screen from Naz Reid, dribbles left, goes right into the paint. He's going to get double teamed. Can he go up? Passes, finds Jonas. Or that's Braden Burries who was open. Jonas is going to dribble, get past Cade Cunningham, takes the layup, misses the layup. Devansa gets the rebound. They're going to go down the court, find Brandon Miller, over to Holland, back to Cunningham, who's going to dribble around on Jonas. Gets right by him. Easy dunk. 107-106. Jonas could not stand in front of him. Giannis had a layup and then had Jonas with an easy layup, and we missed that. 1 point game. Gets it over to Jonas, who takes the 3. He's going to miss it. Come on, don't you blow this for me again, Kasparis. We are up 1. Cunningham is going to get past him. Good defense, doesn't matter. Cunningham scores. It is a 1 point game. Giannis going to go down the court. Please just take the shot. Don't give it to Jonas. I don't trust him. You've got a smaller man on you. He goes in. Giannis goes up. Gets the layup. We're up 1 with 15 seconds left. Is this going to be a last shot? Give it to Thompson. He's going to dribble around. Dribble on his man. He's sitting ISOing. ISOing up Herb Jones. Pass it over to Cunningham on Jonas. That little fadeaway. He misses. Naz Reid with the rebound. They foul Jonas. We are advancing to the finals. As long as we make our free throw, I don't even think we're in the bonus. We just got to inbound it. So we just got to get this ball inbounds, and we will be going to the finals as long as Jones doesn't throw a poor pass. Can we come back from down 3-1? Goes it to Giannis. The Bucks are back to the finals in 2027. He might win the most Eastern Conference Finals MVPs ever, as he gets another one. Ace Bailey gets it on the other side. We're going to be taking on Dallas in the finals. And so here we are, trying to get Giannis his second title, his second championship against the Dallas Mavericks. And can we do it? Game 1 in Milwaukee. We win Game 1 97-94, a close matchup. We must have had some foul outs. Because a bunch of guys got 1 minute, and that's what happens when people foul out in this game. So, yeah. But we got it. Giannis played 34 minutes, 27 and 14 on the game. Ace Bailey had 21. Game 2 in the NBA Finals. We win 116-112, another close one. Giannis gets 32 in this one. Ace Bailey with 29. Game 3 going to Dallas. We win that one, 126-104. We are up 3-0 in the NBA Finals. Jonas almost had a triple-double in this one. Let's go to Simcast. I want to see it happen live, so let's go simulate it. And simulate the first We are in a close one. Dallas has the lead after the first. They have the lead after the second. Dallas is going to lead after the third and probably lead after the fourth. They led the whole way through. They do win game 4. So this was all to come back home to Milwaukee. You know, we wanted to make sure that we could come back home to Milwaukee. That's what Giannis. He wanted to celebrate in Milwaukee, not in Dallas. So game 5 here. Can we take this one? We take the first quarter. We take the second quarter. We are up big. We take the third quarter. Let's slow that baby down because we're going to be able to watch Giannis celebrate winning his second title up huge against Dallas. Let's jump in and watch. I might even play a little bit because why not? We're up big. Give me the reins. Giannis Jonas is in the free throw line. They're chanting MVP for Giannis Jonas. It threw me off so much. Why was he getting the chance? Missed the free throw. Giannis is not on the court. Come on, you got to give me a sub. I got to put him in. Oh, is he out? Did he foul out? He must have fouled out. But we did it. We are up by 20 here. I did stupid stuff because he doesn't have any energy. Lonzo Ball's playing small forward. I'll call timeout. Where's Giannis at? He fouled out. He must have. We're going to hand this in to Giannis Jonas, who's just going to hold on to the ball as the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be NBA champions for a second time in the 2020s. Giannis getting his second title as well on the board. All we had to do was flip everybody, restart the team, and put our bets on a young core around Giannis. And look it is all we needed. We are NBA champions. Put the confetti up. Let's see it. Everybody's celebrating here in Milwaukee because we have done it once again. You're not going to see Giannis out there because he must have fouled out, but still we'll see the celebration. As Dallas walks off the court, unable to make it happen this year. We win in 5 here, getting the title over Dallas. You know, maybe if they took Cooper Flag, maybe they would have, you know. Just kidding. Patrick Williams there, handing the trophy over to, who is that? I'm a little blinded. That's not Nas Reed. There's Giannis Jonas. Touch the trophy. Everybody touch the trophy. Giannis out on the court. He must have fouled out, holding the finals MVP trophy. My king, look what we've done for you. Look what I'll continue to do for you. You'll get more of those. The Milwaukee Bucks have won the championship, and Giannis is your finals MVP. For the first time in the greatest cities in sports, we have 3 titles in the same year. The Brewers, Packers, and Bucks all win in 2027. No, it says 2028 because the finals are a little bit further. Or is this 20? Yeah, it's 2028. 27. What am I talking about? No, it would be 2028 now. I'm losing it. I'm sorry. It is 2028 technically, but we won it in the year 2027. We have done it here. Giannis is the finals MVP. 2 rings, 3 MVPs. Can he get some more? We'll see in the future, but I'm happy to report that I am satisfied with a fantastic season as we have returned him to the promised land. And that'll do it for year 3. I mean, this is probably a long one. This took me a long time to record because I wasn't expecting for this level of success, really. We ended up making it and winning a World Series, making it to the semifinals with Wisconsin, winning another Super Bowl with the Packers, and winning an NBA championship with Giannis and the Bucks. Thankfully, we didn't have to go through the Spurs. And yeah, that'll do it. I mean, for a year that we just racked up tons of points, and we probably could have got more if we would have got some of those awards. And I don't see how it gets worse. I don't think these teams are going to regress. Green Bay didn't lose anybody besides Nick Chubb, I guess, and Aaron Banks. You know, the Brewers kept the same team besides a little bit of regression from Woodruff and Yelich, and we're adding in the prospects. The Bucks are still a young team with really... the window is wide open for them. Wisconsin's the only one who's really at a challenge, but the team is going to be better next year than it was this past year. So I think we might have a powerhouse brewing in year 4. We'll see what happens, but I'm thinking year 4 we might see something really special. There might be a chance for us to get all 4 at once. Now, that would require somebody to not fall apart, which is still always possible. We have new coordinators and new coaches on the Green Bay Packers, and going for a three-peat is nearly impossible in Madden. There's no way they would let me do it. In MLB, going for a repeat is going to be hard because the Dodgers still exist. I saw the Padres made a ton of free agent moves. And Tampa has been really good, and the A's look like they're progressing. We kind of got lucky. We almost lost to the Braves in the NLCS and then just kind of got there. So that was lucky, and you never know in the NBA because the Spurs exist. So we'll see where we can be at next season. We kind of retained the exact same roster here in the MLB. And so we'll see you in 2028 as we will start our next season, year 3. 4? I'm losing track of my days in the Wisconsin rebuild.